Hey, YouTube. Ben Carson got him another scandal. He just had one 2 weeks ago. But of course, in the Trump White House, they're so regular, you can't even keep up. Remember we were talking about his family members getting contracts and things. Was that even a week ago? That Trump White House is so crowded with scandal after scandal that it's hard to keep up. So this is something different. Now Ben went out and bought some furniture. Now I'm in the middle of the road here. I'm not going to just terrorize Ben every time he does something. Controversy is he spent $31,000 on a table for his office. All right. Rich people can be they're just marks many times. When you think about what they spend on stuff, now why does this table cost $31,000? They should have showed us the table. They showed us a hutch of some sort, but they should have showed us the table. I bet it's now worth $31,000. So this designer, whoever he is, has went and made a custom table. Now, my thing is this. Why does the table have to be custom? Can't you just go out and buy a table that's already made? And why do you need a new table? If he's not in the White House, I don't think. I think his office is outside of the White House, Capitol building or something. But these decor, I'm assuming, is mostly antiques, right? Old things. So I'm going to give you a lesson because I just came off a shopping exposition, right? That's why it's so interesting to me. Okay, let me show you the piece I just got today. See that lady, that queen? She's gorgeous. I wish I could zoom in on you. That queen has got to be 75, 80 years old, at least. If you look at it, it's all wood. The arms and things come off. So it's a well-made, fine, fabulous piece. Right? See how pretty it is? The queen. I can't zoom in on this camera, unfortunately, because it doesn't allow me to zoom. If you saw her in an antique store, I bet you they could get somewhere around $1,000 for that. They could get $1,000. That's what antique stores do. They do the same thing I do. They go and they find the stuff and then they take it to their shop and they mark it up. So I hope this computer is working right because it seems like my mouth is not moving with the camera. I hope that, oh God, all these problems. I haven't figured out how to erase the old videos out of here. It's a Mac. Anyway, what I was saying was, I paid $80 for that. You know where? The Salvation Army. Salvation Army, I saw it from outside on the street. I could look in the window. Instantly, I went right over to it, put it at the counter. $80. Isn't it beautiful? My point is, these people who are spending other people's money especially, there is no reason this man has to go and pay he's paying $31,000 to himself because he is building this table. So I don't know if the hutch, the whole room, the hutch and the table and the chairs cost that much, but they're making it sound like the table itself is $31,000. That's a goddamn shame. My table, I'm using the shit that's in this frame here only because this is all I have to work with. That table right there, they used to call it a casket table. Why? Because the wings fold down. So people would call it now an occasional table, right? The two flaps fold down so you can put a casket on it for viewing bodies and things back in the old days, right? But it makes a beautiful dining table. And most people use it they would call it an occasional table, right? I went to a store and this was a real antique store. I think I paid $300 for it. $300. But if I had a designer go out and buy it for me, it would be 4 to 5 times that much because they're paying themselves. You see? Every piece of furniture they pick out, they're paying themselves. So his wife was so involved in this purchase of this furniture, she thought her husband's office should look better. She could go out and find a table. A table is just a table. It's got 4 legs on it. I don't know what their purposes is or what their style is. I assume they want an older look. So they say the table that's there now it is 50 years old. But why in the hell is that a bad thing if you're decorating something in the Capitol building? It should all be old. A table should just be solid, right? when you put the chairs around the table, you don't even see the table. All you see is 4 legs. So a table, there's no reason the table should have to cost $31,000. The things around it, I would put more money in that because you literally do not usually see. The only reason I got this table is because you can't actually see the table because the legs are in the middle. But usually you don't even see any of that. All you see is the legs. So my suggestion, Ben Carson, don't pay that man $31,000 to build you a table when they got tables looking for homes all over the world, honey. Go down to your look. I know they ain't gonna be going to the junk shops, but a shopper can do that. Go out. A table is the simplest thing in the dining room. You would put the money in the chairs. If she wants to update the dining room, buy new chairs. That should be a lot less than $31,000, right? Don't have nobody fixing custom. Why has it got to be custom? Unless he's got some kind of awkward shaped room or something, or he's in an Oval Office himself. There's no reason the table should be custom built. What is the purpose? All you're going to see is the legs. And most people, I would say 90% of people, if they're going to serve food on the table, he says the dining table. I guess he has a dining room in his office. It's covered with a tablecloth. It's covered with plates and all this kind of stuff. The table itself is the least important part. All the table has to do is be solid. You design a dining room with what you put around the table, the chairs. You can spend some money on a hutch, but there's no reason that somebody got to build it from scratch. So, Ben Carson, you are wrong. The only reason I could sort of sympathize with you is because that table does not belong to you. If you're decorating the table in the Capitol building for the office that's going to be there, you say that one was 50 years. There 50 years. So the next one, this is for 50 years worth of table. So you can spend some money on making an office that belongs to the government because you guys are going to be out of there. You guys are going to be out of there in about 3.5 years, right? Let's face it. Let's face the facts. By the time you get through decorating, your ass is on the way out. But, yeah, he said he tried to cancel it. That was all that man's. Next time somebody tells you that this has to be custom and that has to be custom, no, they don't have to be custom, honey. Not especially, of all things, not a dining table because you don't see the table. If you have a base on a dining room table, let's say you have I don't think it's round. I don't think she's no high fashion woman. But the base is in the middle. You got a beautiful plastic table. The base, you don't see the base. You see the chairs around the table. So it makes no sense to spend that kind of money on tables, is my point. Oh, the other thing I was saying. The only reason it makes sense is that you can spend that much money maybe on the whole office suite. Because we're not even talking about his office. His office has a desk and chairs in it, I assume. This woman wants to go and decorate his dining room. You would think he would have a conference room. But they said dining, we got to assume it is dining. And in the office, you would more likely have a conference room, a place where you would meet people at. So if that's what he needs, then he needs to be specific what that is. Rich people are always getting ripped off. I used to work back in the day, I was a young guy in my 20s. I worked at Neiman Marcus, right? Neiman Marcus. They used to call it Needless Markup. It was right in the heart of Beverly Hills. We would have things come through there. A regular little purse. You would look at how much leather is, how much the design, because the designs on rich people's things seem to be much simpler than the complicated designs on lesser brands, right? So you say, well, damn, it's just a piece of leather flapped over with a nice stitch in it. And the purse would be like $2,500. Why does the purse have to be $2,500? Because such and such made it. He didn't make it himself. You throw a name on it and you charge these people $25,000, $3,000. They even had some up there, upwards of $10,000 for a fucking purse. This is how our minds work. So you want to get serious, Ben Carson's wife, you want to redesign his office, get your mind off the table. That should be the least expensive thing. All it has to do is be solid. If you're serving food on it, it's going to be covered with a tablecloth when anybody sees it. The chairs around it are more important than the actual table. That's my 2 cents. Okay? Y'all like my lady? Ain't she beautiful, though? She is gorgeous. I wish I can get this damn thing. I just got a new phone a couple weeks ago. Eventually, I will learn how to move it around so I can show you some of these adventures of mine. Okay. So, Ben, that's a strike for you. You can't be in HUD office talking about how you need to cut all the poor people's benefits because you don't want them to get too comfortable in the housing that is provided by HUD or subsidized by HUD. You think it shouldn't be nice because you don't want to become too comfortable. Well, my brother, I use the word lightly. You shouldn't get too comfortable in that office. Don't get too comfortable. You ain't got to be too much money in the designs and so forth. Because you guys will be there 3.5 years. No. He's been in there 1.5 years now. You're only going to be there 2.5 years? Don't spend too much, brother. But whatever you get is going to belong to the next person and the next one and the next one and the next one. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend anything or make the office decent. I mean, my thing is decorated. That's what I like to do. But don't be a trick. Because somebody put their name on something, you're getting the same thing as a person who just found a good deal on a hard table. Solid table. All right. That's for free, Ben.